This video is about to get very surgical.
Everybody a thug till them lights pull up, and everybody got a gun until ICE pull up. A middle finger to the president, cause I ain't too impressed. How the fuck you kicking niggas out? Ain't you niggas guests? So it's death to an ICE truck driver, you shouldn't be one. Throw up a middle finger every time you see one. Was born in this shit and they treat us like stillbirth. How they immigrants? They ancestors was here first. How we immigrants? Our ancestors was here too. Black and brown about to click up, cops in the rear.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Before we say anything about Bad Bunny or Kendrick Lamar, we gotta acknowledge Jay-Z, bro. I don't know if y'all really sat down and thought about it, but check out the list of artists that Jay-Z has brought to the Super Bowl stage since 2020, okay? 2020, you get Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, right? 2021, you get The Weeknd, right? 2022, you get Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar, all in one set. In one set. Ridiculous. 2023, you get Rihanna. 2024, you get Usher. And the guests are Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri, will.i.am, Lil Jon, and Ludacris. Then you get to 2025, obviously, which I think is when, like, yeah, you capitalize off the biggest battle in the world. Kendrick Lamar just did the biggest tour in hip-hop history, the biggest solo tour in hip-hop history. You get Kendrick Lamar and SZA, right? Especially with all the controversy that was around that. And then you get Bad Bunny this year with a guest Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Jay-Z should be doing this for good until he's ready to call it, bro, because the Super Bowl usually is dedicated to these artists that are, you know, usually out of their prime or usually like, you know, legacy artists at this point. Bruh, Jay-Z is catching artists right now in the middle of their legacy, in the middle of their prime. Kendrick Lamar, he just entered a new prime. You feel what I'm saying? Coming off the biggest battle in the history of Bad Bunny just won Album of the Year. Bad Bunny going crazy. So Jay-Z is really taking this halftime show thing to the next level. It's also the second year in a row that the halftime show was better than the game. That more people were interested in the halftime show than they were the game. Now, I'm not saying that wasn't like that before, but you can tell there's been a complete difference in the level of anticipation and excitement for the halftime show in comparison to the game. Now, Kendrick Lamar's performance was exactly 1 year ago from yesterday, and he was talking to us. The performance was for us. I really equate it to like Black and slavery, right? Where we used to communicate through Negro spirituals. So the slave masters couldn't really understand exactly what we were saying, and we can get whatever we needed to get off through that level of communication. I think even with AI, even with all the different, you know, things and devices that our music has been put in and etc., you still can't really understand everything unless you've experienced it, unless you've lived it. And I think that when we see these artists go up there at the Super Bowl and perform it in this way, it feels like its own level of Negro spirituals. There's a lot of people who watch Kendrick Lamar's performance and don't understand what the hell was going on. But then there's people like me and probably you who watched the Super Bowl, right? And knew exactly what was going on. Even outside of what they try to minimize Kendrick Lamar's performance to, where he's hating on Drake or he's just calling out PDFs and all this different stuff. But the skits, the theatrics, the theater that was brought to the table, the conversations that Samuel L. Jackson was having, his Uncle Sam, like these are all codes for the levels of the game that we play in America, right? And we can do a breakdown and stuff all day. That all that stuff is already out there, but it's just to recognize that performance was for us. So some of the nuances that other people don't get, we understood. We got it. We saw what Kendrick was trying to do. We saw when Kendrick turned Man at the Garden into this more street act, right? This live performance version of it. We understood what was going on. We found the rhythms. We was able to clap on everything that was going on. And That's the power of culture being personified through the arts, is that the people who have lived in that culture are going to be able to spot exactly what that artist is saying. The funny thing about that is that's the exact experience that I got from Bad Bunny, right? I don't really understand what the hell he was saying. I didn't know what the hell he was saying the whole time. He up there speaking a language that I don't speak. I know a little bit of Spanish, right? But not enough to be able to keep up with what he's saying, or even sometimes what he's doing, some of the imagery. I don't know everything that's going on, but I know enough to know that for his people, they get everything that he was doing because he's speaking directly to them. I mean, bro, he did the whole performance in Spanish. Do you know how many people are angry about that because they couldn't understand what he was talking about? And that's what I mean. That performance was for his people, right? That performance was for the people that would understand it, the people that have lived within that culture, the people that have experienced what he's experienced in his life being a part of that culture. And that's the beautiful part about these performances. And I think what Bad Bunny was able to do was that I think anybody who's lived in that culture, anybody who's experienced it, anybody who knows people that has experienced it is going to be able to have an idea of what he's presenting. I didn't know what he was saying, but I felt what he was saying. I knew that I didn't understand everything about what he was presenting, but I knew that what he was presenting was a form of history and a form of education, just simply based off the things that I could understand. You see what I'm saying? So from that perspective, for some people, that scares people off. Some people were scared of Kendrick Lamar's performance because they couldn't understand it. The same way that some people are scared of Bad Bunny's performance because he's spoken in a different language. They both spoke it in a different language, right? Kendrick Lamar might have done it in English, but it still was in a different language. It's for a language that we understood, just like it's for the language that Bad Bunny's people understood. And that's what I really understood. Like, that in itself is a form of protest, to go on that stage and do your whole performance in Spanish. Funny thing about both performances is the level of outrage that they spark, bro. Like, bro, Kendrick Lamar's performance sparked a level of outrage that was just like ridiculous. I'm talking about, they had articles coming out minutes after his performance saying it was the worst Super Bowl halftime performance of all time. And then you had all these artists who were hating on Kaboom platform in the situation that was the case. And then you see the real reviews. You see how people really feel about the performance. You see how people really feel about it in the YouTube comments. Right? You get to really see the numbers breaking the records. The fact that Kendrick Lamar had the most viewed Super Bowl halftime performance of all time. Right? And still holds that record to this day. Well, Bad Bunny might mess around and break it, but I mean, that's the guy we're talking about here. So when we talk about the level of outrage that people have for these performances, it showed up in Bad Bunny's performance as well. And if you think those things aren't connected, you're sadly mistaken. Of course, it's two different cultures, right? But it's still the same thing. It's two different people representing their culture that doesn't represent the dominant culture of America. And that comes with fear. That displays a level of fear. The fear that people who don't look like the dominant race in America will take over. Right? And so you get all these different things, and it's just proof. It's just proof of the fact that the way they market this country, the land of the free, the land where everybody can come here and make their dreams and everybody's equal and all this different stuff, it's not really true. Right? It's not really fully true, because then there wouldn't really be much of a problem with Kendrick Lamar going up there. There wouldn't really be a big problem with Bad Bunny going up there. You know what I mean? You wouldn't need white representation as much. You feel what I'm saying? If this was the country that they marketed as. So from that perspective, the outrage is not shocking at all. And as a matter of fact, it's a testament to the ability. It's a testament to the fact that they came from the heart and they came from their soul and they took a chance with the message that they put out there. It's the fact that at the end of Bad Bunny's performance, he's walking out there with all the different flags that represent America. And that's ultimately once again, a testament to the talent, and a testament to the charisma, and a testament to the influence. It's extremely important, especially for the kids out there, to see this level of representation of their culture. You feel what I'm saying? And I know somebody's gonna say, entertainers aren't supposed to do that for you. Didn't you just see the files or whatever somebody's gonna say? The reality is, in this world, I think especially in this country, especially if you live in low income situations and low income areas and all this different stuff, sometimes survival is your only experience. You feel what I'm saying? And that comes with a demeaning reality, a reality that makes you feel less than, a reality that makes you feel unwanted, a reality that makes you feel unseen. So for these artists to take this time and present that culture, I guarantee there's a whole bunch of kids out there who feel rejuvenated, who feel like they was represented, who feel like they matter, who feel like I can show up big now. I can go to school and have this conversation with all these kids that was saying this and saying that everyone. Because look what somebody of my representation did. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes that inspires them to grow up and do the same thing. So yes, we shouldn't look for celebrities to do everything. Of course, we have our own lives, right? We have our own lives, we have our own minds, we have our own families, we have all that different stuff. You should always think for yourself. But at the end of the day, this level of representation provides confidence, provides pride, provides self-love, and provides unity, not only in the Black community, but in the Latino community, but in unison. And I think that, like I said earlier, there's never been a more important time to recognize the power of the unity between Black and brown people. Really, people in general. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you look like, what you believe, whatever. It's to understand that we are in a situation where these people in power do not care about us. And it's been made very clear. So we get to come together, we get to build community, we get to organize, we get to make things happen and push towards making real differences. You see what I'm saying? And that starts with the art a lot of the times. It creates the inspiration. Well, really, it starts with the experience and the circumstance. But the art inspires, it moves, right? It causes people to move. And that's why this is important. That's why Bad Bunny got my respect for what he was able to do, even at the end, pulling up all the different flags that represent America, right? And how we should care about all of that, right? Love your people first. You gotta love you first, then love your people, then love everybody else, right? That's my view. I feel like that's how I perceive it. And these performances reiterate that to me. You feel what I'm saying? So I got hella respect for Bad Bunny. Of course, got hella respect for Kendrick Lamar. And I think it's extremely important that we continue to speak up, that we continue to use art to influence, to inspire, to get people rejuvenated, get people moving. These protests need music. You know what I mean? These protests need music. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that was involved. Shout out to everybody that did what they did. Shout out to Jay-Z for putting this together and the you know, all that different stuff. I wonder if Lady Gaga was a real thing that Jay-Z wanted to do, if that was just something that he had to do. Who knows? But I'm not mad at Lady Gaga. But I appreciate y'all, man. Like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you've been here and you haven't checked out my video, Fuck Ice. Please go check that out. You feel what I'm saying? It'll be on streaming in 9 days. So go check that out. Show love on YouTube. Share it to your friends. Get the message out there. And I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to catch y'all soon. Matter of fact, we going live. So I'm going to catch y'all on the live around noon. You feel me? See y'all.
The east, the west, the north, the south. It could be English, Spanish coming out they mouth. Bitch, I'm cool with everybody. 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 They gangsters, civilians, the nerds. Walking through the trenches, then we headed to the burbs. Bitch, I'm cool with everybody. 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 You either the 1% or you not, bro. They don't give a fuck what you look like if you don't got dough. The road to riches, nigga, all we had was potholes. Stories of happiness.